You have to hand it to the Koreans. They know how to win people over. Kia, in particular, has built its reputation on listening to customers, adapting quickly, and delivering cars that feel like they were designed for real drivers, not just for a brand's ego. That approach stands in sharp contrast to certain other automakers who seem more focused on telling customers what they should want, rather than giving them what they actually need. And nowhere is that difference more obvious than in the debut of the 2026 Kia EV4. When the car was revealed, it wasn't just another model launch, it was a moment that showed Kia is paying attention. They heard the complaints about EVs being too expensive, too impractical, too focused on tech gimmicks instead of everyday usability. The EV4 answers those concerns directly with a fresh, striking design, smart packaging, and a price point that undercuts the so-called leaders of the segment. Tesla has dominated the conversation for years, but the EV4 challenges the idea that you have to buy into that ecosystem to get a great electric car. Kia is saying loud and clear that you don't need to compromise style, comfort, or common sense just to go electric. In 2026, they're offering an EV that makes Tesla look not only overpriced, but out of touch. This isn't just another new car. It's Kia proving that when you listen to drivers and put them first, you can build an EV that truly changes the game. The first time you see the 2026 Kia EV4 in person, it doesn't feel like you're looking at a mass-produced compact SUV. It feels like you've just stumbled across a concept car that somehow made it to the streets unchanged. The sharp LED signature up front, the sleek coupe-like roofline, the bold proportions that stretch the car's stance wider than you expect, it all comes together in a way that makes you stop and look twice. During my time with it, I actually had people walk up and ask if this was a prototype. That's how fresh and futuristic it looks. Kia clearly wanted this car to make an impression before you even touch the door handle, and they've succeeded. The styling is confident, not afraid to stand out, and that's a big deal in a segment where too many EVs still play it safe with anonymous shapes. Park the EV4 next to a Tesla Model 3, and you immediately see the difference. The Tesla looks familiar, almost predictable at this point, while the EV4 feels daring, modern, and alive with personality. But here's the thing. It's not just about looking good in photos or grabbing attention at a car show. The design serves a purpose. The aerodynamics are carefully sculpted to reduce drag. The stance gives the car a planted feel on the road, and the lighting elements are both functional and dramatic. Kia hasn't just designed a car that looks futuristic, they've created one that feels like it belongs to the next chapter of EVs. And that first impression is powerful. It sets the stage for everything else the EV4 promises to deliver.
Step inside the 2026 Kia EV4, and the first thing that strikes you is how different it feels from the usual minimalist approach we've grown accustomed to in EVs. This cabin doesn't strip away the essentials in the name of futuristic design. It embraces them, blending technology with genuine usability in a way that makes you feel both impressed and comfortable. Two wide digital displays stretch across the dashboard, delivering crisp visuals and intuitive controls. But Kia didn't fall into the trap of burying everything behind endless touchscreen menus. Climate controls, drive modes, and key functions still have physical buttons, exactly where you want them. It's a thoughtful balance between modern and practical, and it shows Kia has been listening to drivers. The materials feel premium without being pretentious, with soft touch surfaces, customizable ambient lighting, and smart use of sustainable elements that give the cabin a fresh, upscale vibe. The seating position is slightly elevated compared to a sedan, giving you that confident SUV feel without being bulky. Rear passengers will immediately notice the difference too. Thanks to clever packaging and a flat floor, the back seats don't feel like an afterthought. Adults can sit comfortably with real legroom and headroom, something you can't say about every EV in this price range. Then there's the technology. An augmented reality head-up display projects navigation and driver information right into your line of sight. Kia's latest driver assistance system, offering level 2+ capabilities, makes highway drives less stressful by handling lane centering and adaptive cruise with surprising smoothness. Over-the-air updates ensure the software will keep evolving, but unlike some competitors, the car doesn't feel like a beta test for new features. It feels finished, polished, ready for real-world use. Compared to a Tesla, the EV4's interior feels warmer, more human, less like you're operating a piece of tech hardware, and more like you're living with a car designed for daily life. That might not win every headline, but it wins the hearts of drivers and passengers the moment they step inside. This is what happens when a brand listens to what people actually want. Pop open the spec sheet for the 2026 Kia EV4, and you'll see exactly how carefully this car has been engineered. At its core, it rides on Kia's proven EGMP platform, but instead of going with the ultra-premium 800-volt system used in higher-end models like the EV6, Kia chose a 400-volt setup. That might sound like a step down, but it's a strategic choice. By keeping the architecture simpler and more cost-effective, Kia delivers the performance and charging speed drivers actually need while keeping the EV4 affordable. It's a decision that shows the brand is thinking less about bragging rights and more about real-world value. The standard EV4 is powered by a single front-mounted motor that produces around 201 horsepower, driving the front wheels. It's quick enough to get you off the line with confidence and offers the kind of smooth, predictable acceleration that makes daily driving effortless. For those who want more distance between charges, Kia offers two battery sizes. The base pack is 58.3 kilowatt hours and delivers an estimated 235 miles of range. Step up to the larger 81.4 kilowatt hour battery, and suddenly you're looking at over 330 miles on a single charge. That's territory usually reserved for EVs with much higher price tags. Performance isn't just about straight-line speed, and Kia knows it. With the smaller pack, the EV4 hits 60 in about 7.4 seconds. The long-range version comes in just a fraction slower at 7.7 seconds. Those numbers won't win drag races, but here's the truth. Most drivers never need sports car acceleration. What matters is how composed and responsive the EV4 feels in everyday conditions, whether you're darting through city traffic or merging onto a highway.
Charging is just as practical. Hook the EV4 up to a DC fast charger and the smaller battery goes from 10 to 80% in just under half an hour. The larger pack takes about 31 minutes, which means you can stop, grab a coffee, and be back on the road with more than enough range for the rest of your day. And thanks to Kia adopting the North American charging standard, the EV4 slots seamlessly into Tesla's supercharger network, giving you access to the most reliable infrastructure in the country without adapters or workarounds. Kia also added a clever layer of driving intelligence. The EV4 features iPedal 3.0, the brand's most advanced regenerative braking system to date. With it, you can drive almost entirely using just the accelerator pedal. Lift your foot and the car smoothly decelerates, even bringing you to a complete stop. It works in reverse too, and best of all, it remembers your preferences every time you start the car. In traffic, it feels like the car is anticipating your needs, making each drive more fluid and less tiring. Put all of this together, and you have a powertrain that doesn't chase headlines with outrageous specs, but instead focuses on balance, efficiency, and usability. The EV4 has enough punch to keep things engaging, enough range to silence anxiety, and enough intelligence to make driving feel natural. It's not trying to be the fastest EV on the road. It's trying to be the smartest choice for the people who actually live with their cars every day. When you line up the 2026 Kia EV4 next to the Tesla Model 3 Performance, it's a study in contrasts between bold value and raw power, thoughtful usability, and headline-grabbing specs. Under the skin, the EV4 relies on a smart single-front motor setup delivering around 201 horsepower, enough to feel responsive without being excessive. It's paired with two battery options, a 58 kilowatt-hour pack that delivers an EPA estimated 235 miles, and a larger 81 kilowatt-hour version pushing up to 330 miles on a single charge. Fast charging takes you from 10 to 80% in about 30 minutes, and thanks to its compatibility with the North American charging standard, it slots easily into the Tesla supercharger network. On the other side, the Tesla Model 3 Performance is all business when it comes to speed. Equipped with dual motors, it pumps out approximately 460 horsepower and blasts from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. It holds a top speed in the neighborhood of 163 miles per hour and runs on a roughly 79 to 82 kilowatt-hour battery, delivering around 300 miles of real-world range. Charging is similarly brisk, charging to 80% in about 30 minutes thanks to its 250 kilowatts capability. But the real story isn't just about who's fastest. The EV4 plays a different game. It targets the everyday driver who cares about design, practicality, interior comfort, and keeping ownership costs reasonable. Its range is very competitive, and it offers more than enough functional performance for daily needs, while preserving efficiency and ease. On the other hand, the Model 3 Performance is a thoroughbred, bristling with power, track-ready upgrades, adaptive dampers, racing chassis refinements, and everything Tesla can throw at enthusiasts craving speed. Put simply, if you want hypercar-level acceleration and can justify the premium, the Model 3 Performance delivers it without question. But if you're looking for a smarter, more balanced EV that blends range, comfort, value, and practicality without sacrificing modern style, the Kia EV4 undercuts the Tesla on cost, while checking off enough performance and utility to make it the standout choice for most drivers. Range and charging are often the make-or-break factors for anyone considering an EV, and the 2026 Kia EV4 comes prepared to calm those doubts. Kia gives buyers two clear choices. The standard 58.3 kilowatt-hour battery provides about 235 miles of driving on a single charge, which more than covers the average American's daily use and then some. For those who want the freedom to travel farther without thinking twice, the upgraded 81.4 kilowatt-hour pack pushes range to roughly 330 miles, putting the EV4 right in line with some of the most established players in the market. Charging is refreshingly straightforward. On a DC fast charger, the smaller pack can move from 10 to 80% in just under half an hour, while the larger unit takes only a couple minutes longer. It isn't about chasing supercar-level specs. It's about making sure your stop at the charger is short, predictable, and useful. At home, a Level 2 charger fills the smaller battery overnight in around 5 hours, and the larger one in about 7, giving you a full tank every morning without even thinking about it. The best part is how Kia future-proofed the EV4. By adopting the North American charging standard, the car plugs directly into Tesla's supercharger network, instantly opening up the most reliable charging infrastructure in the United States. No adapters, no complicated workarounds, just plug and go. All of this makes the EV4's range and charging strategy one of its strongest selling points. It's not chasing extremes or gimmicks. It's engineered to fit seamlessly into real life, whether that means your daily commute, a weekend getaway, or a cross-state road trip. This is practicality done right, and it shows Kia understands exactly what drivers need. Pricing for the 2026 EV4 is where the story gets really interesting, because this isn't just another EV fighting for attention, it's gunning straight for the biggest names in the market. Early estimates put the entry-level EV4 Lite trim at around $35,000 to $37,000. That number matters because it lands several $1,000s below a base Tesla Model 3, which hovers closer to $40,000. And unlike Tesla, the EV4 is expected to qualify for the full federal EV tax credit, slicing as much as $7,500 off your bottom line before you even think about state or local incentives. Move up the lineup, and you're still looking at competitive numbers. The mid-tier Wind trim should slot in near $45,000, while the top-spec GT line, loaded with premium features and the larger battery, will likely top out just under $50,000. Compare that to something like a Hyundai Ioniq 6 or a Volkswagen ID7, both of which stretch into the mid-50s, and you start to see the value Kia's building into this car. Here's the bigger picture. With the EV4, you're not just paying less up front, you're paying smarter. A Model 3 may give you more performance on paper, but once you factor in incentives, lower insurance costs, and Kia's 10-year warranty, the EV4 becomes the car that costs you less today and saves you more tomorrow. In a segment crowded with expensive promises, Kia is delivering a package that's practical, stylish, and financially hard to ignore. The decision between the Kia EV4 and a Tesla really comes down to lifestyle. If you're someone who chases raw acceleration and wants to say you own the fastest EV in the office parking lot, the Model 3 Performance still has that edge. But if you care more about how your car fits into real life, the commute, the weekend getaway, the errands, the daily grind, the EV4 makes a stronger case. This is the EV for people who want balance. It delivers more than enough range to cover a week of driving without anxiety, and its charging setup means you can top up quickly at work, on the road, or even while you sleep. Inside, you're getting space that's not just functional, but genuinely comfortable with clever storage and tech that makes daily use seamless. Add Kia's 10-year warranty, a lower sticker price, and the fact that it qualifies for federal tax credits, and you're looking at a car that's built to save you money while making your life easier.
The EV4 isn't about bragging rights, it's about practicality, comfort, and smart ownership. If you're someone who wants a stylish, versatile EV that can handle both the Monday morning commute and the Friday night road trip without punishing your budget, the Kia EV4 is the car you buy. Tesla might win the drag race, but Kia is winning the real-world race, the one that actually matters to most drivers. At the end of the day, the 2026 Kia EV4 proves that the EV game has shifted. This isn't just another competitor trying to catch Tesla, it's a statement that practicality, design, and value can matter more than pure speed. With a starting price that undercuts the Model 3, federal tax credits that bring the cost down even further, a range that takes away the anxiety of going electric, and Kia's unmatched 10-year warranty, the EV4 makes a strong case as the smarter buy for everyday drivers. If bragging rights at the drag strip are what you're after, the Tesla Model 3 Performance is still tough to beat. But for those of us who want balance, a car that handles the weekday commute just as easily as a weekend getaway while saving money over the long run, the Kia EV4 is the choice that makes more sense in real life. Our verdict is simple. Don't waste your money chasing a badge. Choose the EV that combines style, substance, and savings in one package. The 2026 Kia EV4 isn't just an alternative to Tesla. It might be the EV that finally makes drivers rethink Tesla altogether. Now we want to hear from you. Would you put your money on the EV4, or does Tesla still hold the edge in your eyes? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you found this review helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to Car Today Reviews for more in-depth looks at the cars defining the future of driving.